Hello and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I am Colred. Thank you for joining me. So we are back on the HH free-to-play challenge account from 2024. This is the last time you will see me playing this account. In today's video, I'm going to give you a quick last rundown of where this account stands because I'm giving you an opportunity to win this account. If you are interested in taking over this account from me, I am handing it off. We're going to have breakdown of how you can get this account at the end of the video. So make sure to stick around for that if you're interested. Otherwise, let's just take a tour of this pretty cool account. Just a quick reminder to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and consider joining our Discord community. And here's a little tip. You will need to be part of our Discord community if you want to win this account, because that's where the giveaway will be taking place. So you may as well just join now. Come hang out. It's a lot of fun over there. Some cool people. I think you'll enjoy it. All right, let's go ahead and get back to this HH free-to-play challenge account. Let me show you what this account is made of. Okay, there's a lot to show off in this account, but the reason I'm doing it right now is because I want whoever gets this account to have an opportunity to go after Wixwell, who is the May fusion. So if you want to get that fusion, you're going to need to prep this account a little bit. One thing I'm going to promise to you right now is I'm going to be playing this account for the next few days, not super actively, but I'm going to make sure to get all of the login, quests done and the advanced quests and stuff to start accumulating some resources and just get those login resources as well. Very quickly, if we look here at the daily login reward, you can see we're just about to hit day 100. So I really haven't played this since the challenge ended, because the challenge was, I think, I don't know if it was 92 days or 93 days, but I've only logged in a few times. There are a decent number of gems here. There aren't that many shards, but I think we can get some shards in the meantime. In addition, there are a couple of things that are set up that are really nice. We have Razin ready to go. We have all 16 rares. So if you're doing the champion chase, you can get your 4 epics here and fuse Razin. And I think that by itself should be enough to help you really go after the champion chase for the next fusion. We do have gems that you can spend in the shop if you need to pick up big shard packs. Every single Doom Tower has been cleared in normal. So I'm going to play this, and this should be able to get you a couple more shards and some gems, some resources. You're going to get that void shard there. This should play all the way up through normal, no problem. I've been clearing the hard rotations of Doom Tower up to about floor 60 or 70. I will give you a warning right now. It's going to take an experienced player to get the maximum benefit out of this account as it is currently built. That doesn't mean I'm just going to be giving it away to only experienced players. Everybody is eligible. If you are a new player and you want this account, all you have to do is sign up, and I will give this away to whoever wins it. However, just be aware that this was a challenge account, so it took every ounce of expertise I have, every ounce of experience to get the maximum value out of this. So some of the solutions, a lot of the solutions are manual solutions. I'll give you an example. If we go into Dragon's Lair, you can see I have cleared through stage 8 of hard mode in Dragon's Lair, but I manualed all the last 4 of these. Stage 5, 6, 7, and 8 had to be manualed. I think either stage 3 or stage 4 is full auto. But I've messed with the teams a little bit, right? So it's not like I have all the teams saved exactly the way they were. I was constantly switching the teams. But you should be able to find a full auto for stage 4, I think, easily enough. So you do have some good dungeon clears here. And if you don't want to do the hard mode dungeons, stage 20s, normal, no problem. You should have all of those. I have cleared all of the dungeons here. Fire Knight is all the way up to 25. Again, probably manualed 25, but you should be able to farm stage 20 for the tournaments. So again, if your goal is to complete the next fusion, you have the dungeons in a good place. You're going to have Doom Tower in a good place. Let's talk about Arena for a second. Arena, I am slipping. I have slipped back to gold 2, but this is a gold 5 team, and this is the team. You don't have to change the team. This will get you right back to gold 5 with a little bit of activity. Again, I'll be playing this account for the next few days, so I'll probably get you back to gold 3 or gold 4. I don't think it's going to take too long to get back there. You know, I've also slipped in the tag team arena. I got this to, I think, bronze 4. So you should be able to get back there as well. I do have some gold bars. So you can go, I'll buy the ancient shard right now. May as well. So you can come in here and start collecting your Drexthar fragments. I have not done that. You can also, you know, buy skill tomes or energy or silver, whatever you think you need here. So we do have a few thousand bars. That should put you in a good spot. There's also some clan silver here. Now, you don't have to stay in our clan. This is currently in a Cold Red Plays clan, but you can certainly take it to whatever clan you want to. You know, you can start collecting your fragments here. Again, I haven't collected the fragments for either of the legendaries here. I have bought some accessories. So there are some decent revenge accessories in the accessory pool. You can check those out. Do whatever you want with the gold here. Just wanted to give people an opportunity to make a choice about which direction to take the account with the clan gold here. As far as clan boss is concerned, the account is in an okay place. It has a 1 key brutal. You can see here, 32.42 million. And that is just this team. This is not like the best team that I have on the roster. You could definitely mess around with these champions. You can pull Sanguini out, put Melga back in. I've run this with Archer in that spot as sustain. So you can kind of mess around, and different affinities you might want to mess around. But you have a 1 key quick battle here for brutal. And then what I have found is if I'm paying attention, I have a 2 key nightmare in every affinity. So maybe if you don't make a swap on a champion, you might get a 3 key for nightmare. My ultra nightmare is not very far advanced. It's not even like a 4 key. I think it's probably somewhere around 10 to 12 million on a single key. So that's something like a 6 key, right? It's like a 6 key ultra nightmare or a 7 key ultra nightmare. So it's not very close. I haven't really been working on clan boss. You have some options here in the roster. They're not awesome. Like, we're not that close to clan boss. I wouldn't worry about that. Like, if you think, oh, clan boss has to be your top priority, I wouldn't worry about that. Like, you'll continue to make progress here. You're going to get the top chest in nightmare every day. You're going to get the top chest in brutal every day. And, you know, you're probably 1 or 2 good champions away from having an ultra nightmare team. But for right now, that wasn't a focus during my challenge, because my focus was really Hydra. Now, the Hydra team here is ridiculous. I don't even know. Do I have it saved? I don't have it saved. I will save it here for you. I might even run it for you this week. Now, this is a crazy good team for normal. Sometimes for hard, I was swapping in Melga because I wanted to have the shield for the Head of Wrath. I don't have a decrease attack, and I don't have like an increased defense or a strengthen or anything like that. So Melga's shields and revives were the only way for me to really deal with the Head of Wrath. But all the other heads are handled. We've got the Head of Torment. Shemael's got him covered. We've got Archer, obviously, is the big draw for this account. Like, she's here, so she's covering, you know, two and a half heads. We've got Ugo with the block debuffs. Really great team. These champions are built pretty well too, so they're in a good place. I've gotten a 1 key hard result with 40 million. You only need 20 million. So I've doubled this result for 1 key. It's not ready for brutal yet. You could try it, but you're not going to get your 30 million. You might get 20 million. You might get 20 million. The stats aren't quite there. The speed's not quite there. The resistance isn't quite there. So as that Great Hall builds up, I'm sure the team that is going into hard can eventually take on brutal. You've got the champions for it. You just need the stats, and the stats aren't there yet. But I do have a few Mithrala fragments already, because I've cleared a few times, and not a ton. I don't know how many exactly. Let's see how we're doing on Mithrala. We've got 18. So we've got 18 fragments, and you're going to get the top chest in hard every week on a single key. And it's full auto, by the way, for the most part. Like, you can manual it to make sure, but you're going to get that 21 million or whatever really easily in hard. And so Mithrala is not that far away. So during the challenge, we weren't allowed to use legendaries. I pulled 2. I only pulled 2. One was Drexthar. So I used him as a chicken because you can still get Drexthar through the fragments in the shop. But I also ruled the Huntmaster. I don't know that he's incredibly useful for this account currently. He does have this hex like interaction here, right? So he places a hex debuff on all enemies, but he also places an extra hit on enemies under hex debuffs. So you could potentially use him as a second nuker with Archer, or not as a second, but you use him with Archer. So Archer places your AoE hex here, and then Rule will get that extra hit on the A2, and he ignores 25% of each target's defense if there are 4 or more enemies under hex debuffs. So I do think he's got some potential in this roster. I think he could work really well with Archer. I just don't know how valuable he's going to be, seeing as we've already invested pretty heavily into Rathalos. Now, the Rathalos is very strong. He's in a really good place. He's got the 4-star soul. Mordecai is in a good place to activate the Rathalos. Sanguinia, by the way, excellent champion. Really, really good champion. She's not quite complete. So she is close, though. She's only a few books away. She's a cleanser and a block debuffs champion. She's got a triple hit on the A1, so she's going to help you in Fire Knight as well. We've also got like Mistwriter Dathi here. We've got some other good champions. We've got Wuzgar. I've got 2 Cold Hearts. I pulled them both late in the game, but we do have 2 Cold Hearts. And we've got some other epics here that are interesting. I'll show you the vaults. In the vaults, we do have a Fire Gun Isbel. We've got some other interesting champions like Phoenix. Yeah, it's okay. We're doing okay. We've got some good rares. The roster is not wide. It's focused. It's kind of it's focused on just a few champions. So your main dungeon team is going to be Deacon with your lead. You've got Mordecai and Rathalos for damage, and then you're going to have Archer and Melga for sustain and wave control. And so those are the champions you're going to be running a lot. You'll be swapping in Sanguinia every once in a while. Maybe Ugo, maybe Coldheart. Athel, if you need a second damage dealer or an extra damage dealer, is also an option. She's in a pretty good spot. Although I stole her chest plate at the end. I was making a push for every extra point I could get at the very end. So you're going to have to check out the builds of these champions, because you can see I have taken some of the gear away. We do have an Apothecary here. We've got an Elhain. We've got a Selenia Nightcloak, a High Katoon. So you do have some champions. We've even got some pretty good uncommons in Shieldguard and Saurus, who are, I think, booked. Mostly booked there with Saurus, totally booked with Shieldguard. So you have some options there as well. I do have a Renegade. In fact, I think I might have 2 Renegades. There's an Eris down here. There's a Frozen Banshee. So we have a nice collection of rares on top of the epics and the few legendaries that we have. The poll success chance here, like on shards, has not been very good. I have not pulled very successfully. I know like Drock pulled like 7 legendaries. I pulled 2. And I didn't pull all phenomenal epics, but I did get the ones that really matter. I think Deacon Armstrong and Inquisitor Shamil with Ugo, great combo. All right, where else do we need to look here? Faction Crypts. We're doing pretty well with Faction Crypts. We've got 481 stars down. So there's another Void Shard available right there, and a tome not too far away, a legendary skill tome. As far as the most advanced one is concerned, Sacred Order, you can farm the boss. We don't have 3 stars on that yet, but you can get to the final boss and farm that. So that's a good place for materials. Otherwise, Barbarians are really close, and I think Barbarians will eventually get there. Obviously, we have Archer for Barbarians. So I do think that those 2 will be cleared relatively quickly. What other ones are doing well? Bannerlords is not bad. That's Rathalos, right? And the Dwarven Crypts are not bad. So I do think that you should be able to push on and get this legendary skill tome without too much effort. Most of these factions are still going to be able to achieve the stars that they're currently at. Some of them, I converted some of the Faction Crypt champions to chickens. So there will be a couple that you can't push quite as far, but none of the major ones. we look at the taverns, we have a decent number of brews, and I'll add to those this week. We also have a few books. You see, I got 7 epic skill tomes and 1 legendary plus 16 rare skill tomes. So if you wanted to start booking out another champion, you have that ability. You could finish off Sanguinia here. She only needs 3 books. And so you do have all of those, but save it for a CVC or champion training tournament or something. We have decent number of potions. So you've got resources. You've got resources. As far as the other dungeons are concerned, Iron Twins has been pushed decently far. I've gotten as high as stage 12 or 13 on some of the affinities. You could certainly try to push these as well and get some more souls. For Sand Devil's Necropolis, I'm on stage 10. It's a manual 10. Like, you can't auto battle this, but you can probably auto battle stage 7, which is where you would want to farm, those lesser oils anyway. So this would be a good spot to do it. Phantom Shogun's Grove, I did push stage 14. Again, this is manual. You could probably auto battle stage 11. You could probably auto battle stage 11 just fine. The team is pretty good for this. And I think you would do, in fact, let's just try that out. Let's just see if that's going to work. Just because I haven't really auto battled this, but let's just go ahead and let it run and we'll see. So, you're in really good position. Like I said, if you're an experienced player, you're going to know how to get the most value out of this roster. If you're a little bit newer, don't expect this to be like an automatic, like, oh, hey, he just handed me the keys to the castle kind of thing. It's not quite that. I really had to play very hard, put a lot of time in to get all of the progress that I made. But the champions who are built really well and they work well together. And, one of the things I forgot here is like Athel's missing a piece of gear, Sanguinia is missing a piece of gear. So if we flesh them out, I have no doubt that we could, kind of do what we needed to do here. This is interesting. Let's see if we have enough to beat this stage. It's going to be close, I think. We just need Rathalos to hit at the right time. This is why manualing is so much easier, right? Because you can time out Rathalos' 5th hit to make sure you get a big nuke. But as long as we keep that counter under 30, which we're doing successfully, I think we win this. All right, so there you had a minute 32, full auto, stage 11. You might be able to push up higher than that. And again, we're missing pieces of gear on Athel and Sanguinia. So, you add that gear back in, you're going to hit harder, you're going to move a little faster, it's going to work better. All the potion keeps are all the way maxed out, so that shouldn't be a problem for you. Likewise, Minotaur's Labyrinth is going to be pretty easy. You can solo it with Rathalos. You don't need anybody else. Rathalos can solo Minotaur. So just throw in whoever you want with Rathalos, and you're going to be all set there. And I think that's about it. That's the whole account. So really fun account. I think somebody's going to love this account. I think having Archer on this account is a really big draw. I also think having like a 1-key full auto hard, Hydra in less than 100 days is a really big draw. You're going to get that Mithrala so fast. You might get your Mithrala before you get your Arbiter. I don't know. It depends how hard you push this Arbiter. We are in the last kind of stretch to Arbiter. You can see we are only 42 missions away. And some of these missions are going to be pretty easy. Like clear stage 14 or higher of the Force Keep 10 times on auto. You just have to go in there and do it. And a lot of these are already pre-completed. It's just going to be a matter, I think, of grinding up the arena tokens here for the Great Hall. The Great Hall's in okay shape, but you're going to need to get this to 10. So again, I'll be playing that a little bit this week to help you out. Okay, now let me tell you how to win this account if you are interested. The first thing you need to do is join our Discord community. There will be a link in the description of this video. Just click on that, head over to the Discord community. In the left-hand column, you're going to look through all of the channels. You are going to find a section called Special Events. And in the Special Events section, there are only 2 channels. One of them is called Account Giveaway. All you have to do is go into that channel and then just respond in that channel. Give me a little bit of a explanation about why you want the account and what you're going to do with it. That's it. It doesn't matter if you're new, experienced, if it's going to be an alt account or your main account, doesn't really matter. I just want to hear from you that you have an intention with the account, that you see this account, and you look at it and you're like, oh, that's cool. I want to do something with that. That's it. And then I'm going to pick probably like my top 20 answers, and then we're going to enter that into a random drawing, and we're going to pull it, and that winner is going to get the account. That simple. So I hope you're interested. I hope you enjoyed watching this account over the past several months. I hope you would be interested in playing it. If you're not, that's fine. If you are interested, the only one thing I will ask you is that if you decide at some point to stop playing it, then pass it along to somebody else. Pass it back to me, pass it on to another player. I think the fact that Archer is on this account means it deserves to be played in the long run. So that's all I would ask of you. All right, that is it for me. Let me know in the comments below, are you going to be going after this account? Do you like this account? What's your favorite thing about the account? What was the most impressive thing that you think happened on this account during the free-to-play challenge? That's a really good question. You know, what was it that was just blew you away that we were able to do in under the 90-day limit or the 92-day limit or whatever it was for the challenge? All right, thanks so much for hanging out. I have been Colred, and I will see you in another video soon.